At first, all eyes were on Nneka and her children. Before that day, Ago and Kano had a huge argument with their father Ndubisi, and they said to him that something unforgettable would happen if he doesn't give them their share by their inheritance. You murderers! You have finally succeeded in killing my husband, your own father, because of properties, eh? Were you there when he made his money? Ako asked with tears, pointing fingers at Ago and Kano. You wicked children from a bad mother. Finally, you've killed our father. You've taken away every possibilities of my mother giving birth to a male child. Because of greed and eager for properties. You are so evil and heartless. Chinyere and Chinoye, the twin daughters of Ako, said with tears rolling down their cheeks. Immediately, Ebube sent for the chief priest for proper check on who killed Ndubisi so that justice can be served. At first, all eyes were on Nneka and her children. Before that day, Ago and Kano had a huge argument with their father Ndubisi, and they said to him that something unforgettable would happen if he doesn't give them their share by their inheritance. Everyone in the mansion knew that Ago and Kano were the stubborn and arrogant type, and so they were equally aware of the argument between them and their father that day. You murderers! You have finally succeeded in killing my husband, your own father, because of properties, eh? Were you there when he made his money? Ako asked with tears, pointing fingers at Ago and Kano. You wicked children from a bad mother. Finally, you've killed our father. You've taken away every possibilities of my mother giving birth to a male child. Because of greed and eager for properties. You are so evil and heartless. Chinyere and Chinoye, the twin daughters of Ako, said with tears rolling down their cheeks. Ago and Kano were surprised. They kept saying that they were innocent, but no one in the house believed them, and all fingers were pointing at them for the sudden death of Ndubisi. Will you shut up your dirty mouth, or do you want me to shut them for you? Listen to me. Stop pointing your dirty fingers at my children. I know they can be stubborn and sometimes say things that are not supposed to be said, but that doesn't give you the right to lay false accusations on them. They are not killers and they can never be. They can't even hurt a fly, let alone killing their own father. What would they gain by doing so? Nneka asked, but before she could finish, Ebube cut her short, saying, "A lot, Nneka, a lot. They killed our husband, their very own father, all because of properties. Are they the first sons of our husband? Of course not, and that was why they teamed up together and killed our husband. Few days ago, they threatened to do something unforgettable to him. They couldn't wait for him to get old, and they ended his life by stabbing him multiple times for him not to be able to survive it. You two are cold-blooded murderers. Who knows your next target?" Ebube said with a heavy heart. There was a mixed-up argument between the wives and children when the chief priest arrived and demanded for some moments of silence. After some spiritual incantations, the chief priest then told them that the killers were not far and they were very close to them. The argument began again, pointing fingers at Ago and Kano with disgusting and accusation looks. The chief priest did a proper check on Ndubisi's lifeless body. He also noticed the bruises and pairs of a sharp knife all over his body. He also saw the congealed blood and then told them that Ndubisi was killed before that morning and he was stabbed multiple times by two people, and it was done in a cold blood because of the bruises on his neck and mouth. His mouth was sealed in order for him not to shout and draw the attention of the family before stabbing him. After the chief priest has finished talking, All fingers were directly pointing at Ago and Kanu, crying and calling them murderers. Ago and Kanu still stood on the ground, saying that they were innocent of the accusation, but no one believed them except their mother, Nneka. While they were busy crying and arguing, Chukwuma, Ebube's first son, saw something on the floor close to Ndubisi's bed. He quickly went closer to check, then he noticed it was a knife with blood stain all over it. He screamed out and pointed at the knife to the chief priest. At first, he thought it was one knife, but was surprised when two knives with a blood stain was brought out from beneath the bed. They were instructed not to touch the knife until the killers are fetched out. The chief priest then told them that every member of the family, including the maids, must undergo a spiritual forensic test to know the real killer and bring justice to Ndubisi. A day was fixed for the spiritual forensic test, and as instructed by the chief priest, no one was allowed to leave or come into the house until justice has been served. What do you mean by that? If no one leaves the house, how then do you expect us to eat? How do we go to the market to get food items for the day's meal? Nneka asked. Look at this Nama. How dare you think about food? Our husband is laying dead in his room, and all you could think or talk about is food? Ebube said, so I should stop eating because our husband is dead. You can die along with him if you want. After all, you are the first wife. But don't drag me into it, Nneka replied rudely. How dare you talk to me in that manner? How dare you ask me to starve myself? Was that the reason why you and your useless sons killed our husband? You and your stupid children will never get anything but the properties. Upe, you lie. Ebube, I say you lie. My children did not kill their father. They are innocent, and for their inheritance, they will get it. Mark my word. While they argue among themselves, the chief priest shut them up and demanded for a moment of peace once again. He ordered two of the maids to go to the market and get all the necessary food items that would last for them for a few days before the spiritual forensic test, and also told them that the test would take place at Udene Shrine. Udene Shrine was a deadly shrine, and no one with evil heart dares go there and come back alive. Hearing the name alone would make one pass out. Kanu and Ago were against the idea of going to Udene Shrine for the test, and that made the whole story more suspicious. You said what? What did you just say? Did I just hear you well? You two and your mother had been shouting innocent, innocent, innocent few minutes ago. Now you don't want to go to Udene Shrine to prove that your so-called innocence, huh? Ako said. Just make sure that you two are innocent like you claimed to be. If not, I personally will kill you first before Udene does. Chibundo said angrily. After all was said, Nneka and her sons asked the chief priest to tell them the day for the test. But the chief priest remained silent and told them that when the time comes, he would let them know. He also said that the house will be sealed with spiritual threads in order for them not to leave the house at any cost. Wonders shall never end, they say. So spiritually and physically, I, Nneka, would be locked in this house like a prisoner, eh? Ha! Clear conscience, fear no accusations, they also say. You said your sons are innocent, right? Then be ready to prove it soon, before you and your useless good-for-nothing sons would be spiritually and physically free indeed. Nonsense. Because I had no son for our husband, and to make sure that I never gave birth to a son, you and your wicked children killed Ndubisi, right? The gods will judge you. You and your sons, the gods will surely judge you for killing our husband and my hope. Ako said with a heavy heart and tears rolling down her cheeks. The chief priest left after sealing the house with a spiritual threat for them not to be able to leave the house and also for the killers of Ndubisi not to escape. Everyone was restless till the next day. So, I can't believe that I'm now a prisoner in my own house because of one nonsense spiritual test, eh? Mama, just let it be. If that is the only way to prove our innocence, so be it. And this would also serve as a warning to you too. How do you mean, Mama? Learn to control your anger, most especially your mouth. Try as much as possible to always zip your mouth. Agokano, must you talk? Must you say out everything? Must you talk? These children, you will never kill me. You won't kill me in this house. Now look where your tap of a mouth has landed you two. I don't want to lose you two and your chances of getting your own share of the properties. Because if anything goes wrong, we are finished and start from square one. Square one, Ago, square one. Nneka said. Chinyere, Chinoye, please, you two should be very careful of what you eat in this house. Maka poison. Because we don't know their next move and targets. Like they say, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. Please be very careful before they kill you too like they killed their father. Ako said the moment she saw Nneka and her children coming. Now, what do you think would happen after the test? Would Ago and Kano be proven innocent or guilty? And who could the killers be? That will be proven in our next story. Please stay tuned and don't be left out. Thanks for watching and don't forget to support our channel by subscribing, like and share. See you soon in our next story. Bye.